places in university education. What it's going to do is open up 85,000 of these for competition in two separate higher and lower pools. What this is going to create is a two-tiered system of education with a small number of elite universities and a lot of badly funded, badly taught subprime institutions. The government says that this is all about giving students more choice and putting students at the heart of the system. However, we're showing here today, and students have shown with their actions over the last year, that we don't want their bullshit choice and we have chosen a public education system. What the white paper is really about is giving private sector companies control over higher education. Higher education needs to be something where independent academic research can take place for the welfare of the public in general, not for the short-term interest of private profit. We cannot trust companies that we have repeatedly seen to be completely unaccountable to decide what is studied and what is researched in universities. The white paper will not save the taxpayer money. By 2015, in just 4 years, the student loan amount of public debt from student loans will have more than tripled to £75 billion. By 2047, the amount of debt, as is shown on this thing, will be £192 billion. Students are being doubly screwed by an average of 40,000 personal debt and the higher taxes implicated by £192 billion of public debt. The private companies are being helped and ushered into our system by the government. The artificial cap on fees, as well as the entrance of new providers like edXL, who won't do any teaching, they'll simply ratify degrees in further education colleges, mean that many higher normal universities will go bust. What the government is effectively doing is deliberately running its own infrastructure into the ground so that it can give it away free to private companies. What they're trying to do is create a system like what they have in the US, where you have a small number of elite universities close to 95% of the population and a huge number of fraudulent, expensive, useless, subprime institutions that really don't teach their students anything. In the United States, 35% of universities' revenue is spent on advertising. This is not a system we want to emulate. Ultimately, our generation is being completely fucked over by a generation who were paid for going to university. We are going to have to pay for the costs of subsidising rich people. We are going to have to pay back our huge debt. And we are going to have to pay the social cost of having an education system that only caters to a small elite. Once the white paper goes through and the wolves are through the door, like gobbling up the higher education system, there is no turning back. It will be almost impossible to reverse. We need to do something about this now. Thank you.